There is Accurate Marine on the outside. Accurate Marine. It's a 88 Medium Master, a 30-foot superboat built on Long Island. Powered by one 650 horsepower MRD inboard with Merc Cruiser drive. The driver is Matt Beck, driver Greg Quirk. They're both from Long Island, New York. Medium Master, 30-foot superboat. This boat is rigged and maintained by MRD Marine Research and Development. Your home for all your high performance as well as pleasure boat needs. MRD specializing in inboards. Another boat that MRD rigs and maintains is Obsession. Obsession is currently battling right now with LoJack. So top of the pack there for Obsession and MRD. And right now, Medium Master top of the pack in A class. Medium Master, a 30-foot superboat, once again built on Long Island, New York. Matt Beck and Greg Quirk, fellow Long Islanders with Medium Master. The owner, Commercial Wiring Corporation. As we come up now on phase two, as you can see, and Renegade is right in front of phase two. To tell you that phase two is an A16. It's a 28-foot scarab powered by one 700 horsepower Chevy Teague Custom Marine inboard with an Artisan Surface drive. Driver is Bob Vila, Battleman Paul Abreu. They're from California. Phase two, A16. Crew members include Dean Thompson, Paul Newfield, Scotty Colger, and Doug Welch. Sponsors, Vila Construction Company, PSA Marine Services, and Northgate Back Clinic. They took a third place in Ventura in a national race and a fourth place in Las Vegas. This boat is rigged by PSA Marine Service. 28-foot scarab phase two, Bob Vila and Paul Abreu aboard, driver and throttle man. There's Renegade slightly ahead of phase two. As you can see the wake, and they're now slightly coming into the picture is Renegade. Renegade there in the middle. Phase two on the inside. Battle here in A class. Phase two, a little rocking and rolling there. As you can see, bumpy waters here. But in control, no problem. Doing a nice job, Bob Vila and Paul Abreu. Great competition here between these two boats. Renegade, which is a 28-foot power play, and phase two, a 28-foot scarab. By the way, Roger Aiken is the driver aboard Renegade, and Rick Turmel is throttle man. 28-foot power play against a 28-foot scarab, as you can see. Not much room between these two boats. Great competition. Nice jump. Renegade, as we said, a 28-foot power play powered by one 650 horsepower inboard, a Blue Thunder inboard with Merc Cruiser drive. The driver, Roger Aiken, throttle man Rick Turmel. Now the Renegade Racing Team would like to thank Debbie Fleischman for public relations. Also special thanks to Blue Thunder Engines, Robert Stompiano, Stainless Steel Marine Exhaust System, Jerry Smith and Alan Brown, Dollar Marine for the Bravo drives, drive maintenance, engages and controls, Mike Wood, Brian and Ron Dollar. Power Play Boat, Dan John Gar and Power Play Crew. Super Graphics, Michael Chernoff and Julie West. Mayfair for the steering, Binge Good. Also, special thanks to the sponsors in Key West, Bayside Key West, Century 21, and Doctors Alan and Diane Plotkin. Renegade Racing Team, A4. Top of the pack in A, Roger Aiken and Rick Turmel. Nice throttling job there by Rick. 28-foot power play. Nice jump. This boat handling quite well in these rough waters here, bumpy waters in Key West. $829 Wizard of Oz, a 29-foot ultimate warlock, powered by one 650 horsepower T Custom Marine inboard with a Merc Cruiser drive. Eric Colby is the driver. He's from Thousand Oaks, California. Throttle-man is Scott DeMarteau from Northbridge, California. Eric, by the way, is the editor of Powerboat magazine. Wizard of Oz, $829. Sponsors include Hydro Hoist, T Custom Marine, also Precision Finish Inc., Powerboat magazine, South Beach Seafood, Autometer, and Mayfair. Hydro Hoist, the main sponsor for this boat, Wizard of Oz, in these Key West World Championships. Eric Kilby and Scott DeMarteau, both Californians, on this 29-foot ultimate warlock. Other crew members include Ryan Thor and Sandy DeMarteau. Nice throttling job there by Scott DeMarteau. This boat handling well in these rough waters, Wizard of Oz. And there you see Feel the Rush coming on, Feel the Rush on the outside. Feel the Rush and Wizard of Oz battling here. Wizard of Oz on the inside, Feel the Rush on the outside. Heading into Mallory Square. Heading towards the hotels and restaurants. Listen to that engine there, that Wizard of Oz T Custom Marine inboard. A66 Donzi, a 27-foot Donzi Marine powered by one 650 horsepower Chief engine with a Merc Cruiser drive. Bob Kappas is the driver. Throttleman Tony Clements. Bob is from Sarasota, Florida. Tony from Bradenton, Florida. Donzi, A66. Commercial endorsements include Stainless Marine, Haverford Inlet, Marine Underwriters, and Chief Engines. Donzi, A66. Here's Bob Kappas and Tony Clements aboard this 27-foot Donzi Marine. Other A-boat competitors include Shogun, Performance Marine, Final Notice. Of course, we saw Medium Master before, Bronx Phantom, but we're watching Dan Donzi right now. A66 as this first race of 4 races that we'll be covering for you begins to wind down here in these World Championships in Key West. B-15 Feel the Rush, 32-foot signature, powered by 2 700-horsepower Blue Thunder inboards with Mercruiser drives. The driver, Mark Bellick. Navigator Todd Sinclair. Throttleman Martin Bellick. Mark and Martin are from East Lake, Ohio. Todd from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. B-15 Feel the Rush in B class. Nice looking paint job on this 32-foot signature. Feel the Rush making its way into Mallory Square as we see some of the spectator boats in the background. Beautiful day here in Key West for the beginning of this World Championship. There is Joanna on the inside. Feel the Rush passing Joanna. We saw Joanna go by on the inside. These World Championships in Key West have been here for many, many years, and so has Freeze Frame Video Productions. We enjoy coming down here because it is a perfect location for this World Championship. There's see many spectators along the dock. Hotels and restaurants lining this Mallory Square as boats come in here to make the turn and head back out to the waters. Mark Bellick, Todd Sinclair, and Martin Bellick going around the turn. All right, now 822 Rum Runners, a 28-foot Sabre powered by a pair of 2.5 Mercury high-performance racing motors. This boat was race prepared by Mark Polker of Leader Marine. The boat is throttled by Gary Stewie of Glen Ellen, Illinois. Boat driven by Larry Hook of Fox Lake, Illinois. Navigation for the Worlds, Bob Keeber of Big Pine Key. 822 Rum Runners. $822 Rum Runners would like to thank Quality Inn here in Key West for the fine accommodations. Also, Ginny Stewart for public relations. Rum Runners, this 28-foot Sabre, always runs very, very well. Rum Runners, $822. Now, this is the last boat that there is Texaco Haviland 3 on the outside as we enter Mallory Square heading for the turn. As I was saying that Rum Runners is the last boat that we'll be covering for you in this first of 4 races that we will have for you this week and during these World Championships in Key West as this race now winds down. Rum Runners 822. And of course we'll have the results of the finishers in this first race. A, B, C, and S classes. Larry Hook, Bob Keeper, and Gary Stewie. $822 Rum Runners is powered by 2 2.5 EFIs. Rum Runners 28-foot Sabre. As we've said before, these World Championships, they are a 4-race event. Each team entering 2 races, and the teams with the highest combined totals for those 2 races will be crowned the world champions. course, anyone being in the World Championship here has to have had at least two races during this 1996 racing season. Well, that's it. That's the end of the first race of the 4 races that we'll be covering for you. Great competition, though we did have a number of mishaps because of the bumpy waters out there, the major ones. The heat is on. The bow just completely tore apart by the rough waters out there, but luckily no injuries involved. As far as Intense Marine, a hole blew right through the bottom of the boat. Water squirted up, but we believe the boat did not sink. Luckily, everyone was okay. And now here are the final results in Offshore C class. In first place, Nemshov. In second, Pepsi, C112. And in third place, the Zero Gravity, that's Offshore C. Nemshov taking the checkered flag. Number 1, C41. In Offshore B, La Gran Argentina Junior, B2. In second place, Joanna, B28. In third place, Obsession, B88. Once again, La Gran Argentina Junior taking the checkered flag in Offshore B in this first morning race. In Offshore A, Phase 2, coming out on top, followed by Sub-Luxator, A46, and Medium Master bringing up third. Once again, Phase 2, number 1, taking the checkered flag in Offshore A. In stock class, Team Stalker all the way, number 1, followed by Team Bermuda, then Texaco Haviland 3 in third place. Team Stalker S8 taking the checkered flag in stock class. And so that's it. Those are the final results of the first race of the 4 races scheduled in these World Championships in Key West. Of course, we had many mishaps today, but luckily no one was hurt. A lot of damage to the equipment, but everyone is okay. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, the freeze frame video production crew, including Gary and Nancy Johnson, Peter Magnani, and Charlie Tesoro. Our helicopter companies, Kilpatrick Helicopters and Rotors in Motion. Our helicopter pilots, Russell Kilpatrick and Dave Clark. And special thanks to Mercury Marine, Obsession Race Team, and Engel Marine for helping us to transport our equipment. So on behalf of Jeff Girardi and the rest of the freeze frame video production crew, this is Vince Lipari wishing you a fond farewell from Key West, Florida. Hoping to see you soon in the second race of these World Championships here in Key West. If not, we'll see you in the first race of the 1997 racing season. Bye, everyone.